Of course, the tattoos were just small dots to mark the point that the radiotherapy rays had to hit. I can say proudly, I didn't flinch once. 3 years later, I made the decision to have a tattoo of my own choosing on my chest. It took 3 hours. And did I flinch then? You betcha. Once again, I was very lucky. The effects of the radiotherapy could be a range of symptoms. Due to the area it was aimed at, there could be effects on my bowel and bladder. Tiredness was a definite, and I was consulted on a time of day that might be best for me. Now, I lived only 5 miles or so from the marvellous Marsden Hospital, and I wanted to try to at least attend the taekwondo classes in the evenings to show my presence. As the weeks went on, I met people who had to travel 3 hours to attend their daily appointment. On one occasion, I met a young woman of 21 who had undergone a lengthy and brutal chemo and was now having radiotherapy. She'd been fighting her Carmen for some years and managed to finish university and start a new teaching job when things flared up worse than before. She was, however, as positive as me in that this would be a glitch to proceedings on the immediately planned path. Her whole day would be based around her treatment, whereas I would drive up and be home within an hour and a half. The tiredness was very noticeable, but the hospital was happy to accommodate me coming in at 10 a.m. The earlier appointments were the hardest for some patients. The ripple effect on family life and travel times meant huge reshuffling of not just their own lives. So, I had asked for early appointments, making it easy for me to go home and eat, sleep, and be ready to go training in the evenings. Life was not so different, although I was no longer instructing on the motorbikes. My routine for the next weeks was set. So much so that if I'm at home in the day at nap time, my cat paws at me to curl up on the sofa. Yes, Toots, or Tootsalina Bumsqueak, to give her her full title, was my constant companion throughout. It's true what they say about animals sensing illness. She was also a calming influence. I talked to her in ways I wouldn't to any human, and she would look up at me with her beautiful whiskered face as if to say, I know. Now feed me. One of the difficult parts of radiotherapy was having to go to hospital with a full bladder, increasing a successful result by raising the area and making the outcome clearer and safer. As I've mentioned before, I was a 25-minute drive away, depending on traffic. I would get up, drink about a litre of water, shower, etc., and then drive up. Once the tattooed area had its treatment, it was a dash to the loo and then a huge sigh of relief.